Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Play Morrowind. You'll see that I successfully repaired all the gear last time, like I said I was going to. And I've arranged my inventory as follows. Despite the guard's advice, I'm keeping all my armor's hammers with me, bringing along one journeyman's probe, one journeyman's lockpick, the apprentice's lockpick I've been using, keeping my commons, I have my iron halberd, and I put on one single piece of armor. I chose a Dark Brotherhood right gauntlet. I would think you could do either of the pauldrons or the other gauntlet and be fine too. That doesn't really matter. I've left behind for now the rest of the Dark Brotherhood armor, my spare thief tools, the iron shard axe. You can just see the tip of it sticking out from the greaves there. I've left the silver dagger here. I've left my alchemy ingredients and my equipment, and other than that, I am ready to go. So first things first, I would like to safely recover my health. So let's take a quick
I suppose I could
detour over here to Census and Excise, where we have the safe bed. I'm going to be going to Ebonheart pretty early to stop the Dark Brotherhood attacks, because they stop as soon as you speak to Apelles Matius, so it's pretty easy to get
I
them
suppose I could spare a moment
to
or two.
end. With that,
My
let's
time is precious, so make it quick.
start here at the
Any time now.
outskirts of town and work our way in. So we'll begin here at Draren Theralis'
Go
house.
ahead.
First, I suppose we'll talk to Draren himself. Well, hello, Travis. I'm Draren Theralis. Background, I'm Draren Theralis, commoner. Little advice. If you're heading into the backcountry, always carry a couple of Restore Health, Restore Fatigue, Cure Disease, and Cure Blight potions with you. Little secret, my trade, services, soul's time, someone in particular, specific place. And that's it. He doesn't have much to say. So, let's rob him blind. I need to be careful jumping like this. Can probably get him to turn if I reload. So let's do that.
What do you want?
There we go. And now I should be able to take the pillow and all this stuff. Take the table. Okay, lock level 10. We can open this chest, which I'll want to do rather presently. Not only that, but I know I can open it with the apprentice's pick, so let's do that. First try, lovely. And what do we get? A new journeyman's lockpick, a new journeyman's probe, scuttle, a basket, 10 gold, and a new set of common shoes. That's all fine. Let's turn him again, which we can do with another well-placed quick load.
What do you want?
I don't want him to turn again. I don't want to have to quick load, so...
Wretched thief.
Well, okay. If he's alone, sometimes we can just get away with stealing. Even to the point... Ooh. This is important. This is coming with me. This is replacing my iron halberd. Because, in addition to the enchantment, which is cool on its own, enchanted gear can hurt anything that's resistant to normal weapons. Oh, well, now my fire moth problem is solved. I can handle that anytime, so that may wind up being the first thing I do after I'm done here in town, which would be funny. Let's get the rest of his stuff first. Let's head out here. I didn't get anything that requires repairs, so that's good. Let's head in here, get my fatigue back up. Do I have any more ash yams or netch leather or comberries? No, so those can just stay put. Let's pick up the rest of our stuff. And, well, before I do anything else, I'm gonna quickly run through, oh yeah, and let's replace this in my hotkeys. Good. Oh, and before I forget, let's place the spare thief tools that we found on the ground here, so we got those. Only need one fresh set of each, so only need one of each, I should say. So there we go. So off screen now, I'm going to do a quick alchemy session, and I will be back as soon as that's done. Alright, we are back. I was able to use most of my ingredients. I've got a couple of trauma root and some salt rice left, but I made a bunch of potions, as you can see, and alchemy hit 21 while I was doing it. Good stuff. Now let's head over and visit Arrille now. And I suppose while we're
Make
at
it quick, Outlander.
this will be a good time to actually explore the available dialogue and everything here inside the Tradehouse. So we no longer need the iron halberd, so we'll sell him that. You'll note that his gold has replenished. Does he have anything I need? Nope. Note this important detail. He does not restock thief tools or repair hammers. So we'll need to go elsewhere sooner rather than later. And keep a healthy supply of all that. Nonetheless, we can sell him all of our potions. Actually, I think we can even sell him the directions to Caius Cosades now. It occurs to me I have no real need for those. Sell him all this. Everything we got out of that house, 204 gold, that is fine. So, let's have a chat with him. Welcome to Arrille's Tradehouse. I barter for goods or coin. I also have a small selection of spells for sale. No credit. You want a little advice? That's free. That's all that's free. Would you like to hear about our most popular potions? Our most popular scrolls? Just a second. Latest rumors. I heard that Hriskar upstairs is having some financial troubles. Can't seem to win a wager these days. Little advice. If you want to live to a ripe old age, buy a weapon and as much armor as you can wear and still run from trouble. Buy a spell or two, and practice your skills. Don't practice on citizens. We call that foul murder and we don't like it. But you can kill smugglers and bandits and other outlaws all you like. Outlaws have no rights. Plenty of adventurers make a living from killing and looting outlaws. That smuggler scum down in Adamasartis, for instance, the cave down near the Siltstrider platform. Popular potions. Excuse me. Cure common disease and cure blight disease potions are most popular with travelers. Fortify strength, endurance, speed, agility are very helpful in combat. Fortify personality is popular with merchants and shy persons. Of course, fortify fatigue keeps you fighting at your best. Restore health and restore fatigue are perhaps our most popular items. And for a short burst of power during a fight, you can't beat Grief, Shine, Flynn, Mazda, and Sujama. Popular scrolls. Vigor and Vitality are our best-selling bargain items, restoring fatigue and health, respectively. Civi Intervention and Divine Intervention transport you instantly to the nearest temple or nearest Imperial Shrine, good for routine or emergency transportation. Heartwise helps with Persuasion. Summon Skeletal Minion brings help in a jiffy, and Drathis' Winter Guest does a lot of damage at a touch, handy to whittle a too-tough opponent down to size. Practice your skills. Practice on creatures and outlaws and anyone who attacks you first. When in doubt, run away, and if you attack a citizen by accident, don't kill him. Turn yourself into a guard, pay your fine, and clear your name, or people will treat you like an outlaw. Solstheim. Alright, that's that. Now, we've got a level 50 locked chest here. I already know that's too complex for us, so let me make a note of it. Very good. So, as I think I mentioned, with merchants, we don't want to steal anything that we're just going to wind up selling. So, for instance, I'm going to leave his silver staff alone. I'm going to leave all these pitchers alone. Even though that's the best blunt weapon I've found, I don't need it right now, so I'll leave it be. Same is true of the common robe. Iron arrows. Iron arrows are probably worth stealing.
Please,
Speak,
madam.
traveler.
I am at your service.
Let's see if there's anything behind the counter. Looks like there isn't. And we've conveniently turned those two around. So let's nick the iron arrows, just because those will be useful eventually. The silver short sword we don't need. We don't need the common clothes. Now, we don't need to steal Lives of the Saints, but let's go ahead and read it so we can take it off our book list. Let me find it on my list. Lives of the Saints. See if we can read it without taking it, which is not a bad idea. If you would be wise, model your lives on the lives of the saints. If you would learn valor, follow Saint Nerevar the Captain. Patron of warriors and statesmen, Lord Nerevar helped to unite the barbarian Dunmer tribes into a great nation, culminating in his martyrdom when leading the Dunmer to victory against the evil Dwemer and the traitorous House Dagoth in the Battle of Red Mountain. If you would learn daring, follow Saint Veloth, the Pilgrim, patron of outcasts and spiritual seekers. Saint Veloth, prophet and mystic, led the Dunmer out of the decadent home country of the Somerset Isles and into the promised land of Morrowind. Saint Veloth also taught the difference between the good and bad Daedra, and won the aid of the good Daedra for his people while teaching how to carefully negotiate with the bad Daedra. If you would learn generosity, follow Saint Rilms the Barefooted, patron of pilgrims and beggars. Saint Rilms gave away her shoes, then dressed and appeared as a beggar to better acquaint herself with the poor. If you would learn self-respect and respect for others, follow Saint Arrille the Penitent, patron of tanners and miners. This foul criminal repented his sins and traveled a circuit of the great pilgrimages on his knees. If you would learn mercy and its fruits, follow Saint Seren the Merciful, patron of brewers, bakers, distillers. This pure virgin of modest aspect could heal all diseases at the price of taking the disease upon herself. Tough-minded and fearless, she took on the burdens of others and bore those burdens to an honored old age. If you would learn fierce justice, follow St. Felms the Bold, patron of butchers and fishmongers. This brave warlord slew the Nord invaders and drove them from our lands. He could neither read nor write, receiving inspiration directly from the lips of Almcivi. If you would learn pride of race and tribe, follow St. Roris the Martyr, patron of furnishers and caravanners. Captured by Argonians just before the Arnesian War, Roris proudly refused to renounce the tribunal faith, and withstood the cruel tortures of Argonian sorcerers. Vengeance and justice for the martyred St. Roris was the rallying cry of the Arnesian War. If you would learn the rule of law and justice, follow St. Olms the Just, patron of chandlers and clerks. Founder of the Ordinators, St. Olms conceived and articulated the fundamental principles of testing, ordeal, and repentance. If you would learn benevolence, follow St. Delin the Wise, patron of potters and glassmakers. St. Delin was head of House Indoril, a skilled lawyer and author of many learned treatises on tribunal law and custom. If you would learn the love of peace, follow St. Maris the Peacemaker, patron of farmers and laborers. As a little girl, St. Maris showed healing gifts and trained as a healer. She ended a long and bloody house war, intervening on the battlefield in her white robe to heal warriors and spellcrafters without regard to faction. The troops of all house adopted white robes as her standard and refused to shed the blood of their brethren. If you would learn reverence, follow St. Lothus the Pious, patron of tailors and dyers. Contemporary and companion of the tribunals and the best-loved Alma Rula of the tribunal temple, he formulated the central rituals and principles of the new temple faith. St. Lothus is the symbolic mortal bridge between the gods and the faithful, and the archetypal priest. So there we go. Alright, let's dip into the sack. Has some ingredients in it, which I do want. There are a couple more sacks over here. I want that red lichen, and I want those... I was going to say I want those hackle-low leaves, too.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Honor, to be sure.
So, let's just convince these two to stay turned around a little longer. And let's grab those. Oh, that time it's Scuttle. That's okay. Now this chest I can open. And I'll need to. And I may have to do it off screen. Let's see how it goes. I think the apprentice's lockpick can do it. I'll have to verify that. Yes, it can. It's hard enough I'm going to off-screen it, so
I'm waiting.
I will be right back. Alright, we got it unlocked. Didn't take me too long. And this is where he keeps his random alchemy ingredients that he doesn't restock anyway. So let's lift those.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Let's turn her. Turn him.
An honor, to be sure.
I want to check these baskets. So, alright. What do we have here? Reasonably good stuff, but nonetheless I would eventually wind up selling. So, the only thing I'm really interested in taking out of here are the chitin arrows. So let's grab those, leave everything else. The second basket is all ingredients, so I want it all. This third basket, again, all ingredients. There's nothing here besides stuff I would sell, so we'll leave that be. First floor is mostly cleared, but let's chat with Tolki's off-raven right quick. I'm Tolvis Othraylin. Welcome to Scenic Satanine, gateway to Morrowind. Are you looking for someone in particular? I'm sorry, I didn't have my mic on. I forgot I had moved it off my mouth. So, in case you couldn't hear me, what I said was, we managed to unlock that. It had ingredients in it. You take them all. This one has weapons and armor, because I will wind up just wanting to sell all that stuff. The only thing I take out of there is the arrows, because those are the only thing I know without a doubt I'm going to wind up keeping. Both of these baskets just have ingredients in them, so I took all. These shelves are empty of anything I would use. Now let's talk to Tolvis Othraylin. What? Can I help you? So she said, welcome to Scenic Satanine, gateway to Morrowind. Background. I am Tolvis Othraylin, commoner. Latest rumors. My cousin claimed he saw a city in the water near Narmak. He's a drunkard, though, and spends too much time in the sun. Little advice. Best bet if you're new here is to hook up with one of the Imperial guilds, Fighters Guild or Mages Guild. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You'll get discounts on training and services, and if you need work, they know where to find it. Little secret. My trade, services, soul's time, someone in particular, specific place, she's done. Let's head up here. Let's chat with Hriskar Flatfoot. You look like you could use a friend, Outlander. Perhaps I can be your friend. I'd like you to help me recover some gold. Fire Moth, Guard, Imperial Legion, join the Imperial Legion, Solstheim, recover some gold. That's right. See, I had a bad run of luck playing 9 holes and lost a bit of money. Normally I'd be fine. We can usually keep some gold in our pockets just from the money the locals pay us for protection, but I know some of them are holding out on me, especially that little fetcher Fargoth. He's come up light the past couple of weeks when I've shaken him down. I know he's stashing it somewhere. I'd like you to find Fargoth's hiding place. Let me make a little note about this. I know the little fetcher's got one somewhere in town, just not sure where yet. I've already gone through his whole house, so I know he's not hiding it there. I'd like you to find out where he's stashing his gold. If you can, I'll give you a share of the wealth. Are you up for it? Your journal has been updated. Options are I'll do it or no thanks. Just a moment. And we'll say yes, and then I'm going to need to pause, not because I'm up to anything in particular, but because I'm out of time. But I don't feel like this is a whole video's worth of material, so you'll just see a hiccup and we'll resume later on. I'll do it. Excellent. Here's what I want you to do. I'm not sure where he goes, but I know he wanders around town at night. Watch his movements. The best vantage point is on top of the lighthouse south of town. That will give you a nice view of all of Satanine. If you keep an eye on where he goes, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out where he's hiding that gold. Your journal has been updated. Fargoth's hiding place. I've just got to find where he's hiding his loot. So if we look here, Hriskar Flatfoot asked me to do him a favor. He believes that Fargoth has been hiding money from the Imperials and he'd like to know where it's gone. If I will work for him, he will give me a share of the bounty. I've agreed to help Hriskar find the money that Fargoth has been hiding away. I am supposed to keep an eye on him from atop the lighthouse in town and watch where he goes. Hriskar believes I should watch him at night. I'm not supposed to approach him at any time. I should then retrace his footsteps and find out where he's hidden the money. When I've found it, I should report back to Hriskar. Let me look at this. The quest is Fargoth's hiding place. Neat. So let's make a save here, and I will be back later. You'll just see a hiccup, of course. And here we are again. I have put in a full work
Don't
day
stand about.
and change. During that hiccup, So it goes.
Don't stand about.
Here's Rayflod the Braggart. Let's see what he has to offer and chat with him. A couple of Nords. First ones we've seen. I'm Rayflod the Braggart. Welcome to scenic Seydanine, gateway to Morrowind. Are you looking for someone in particular, or do you just want a little advice? Background. I'm Rayflod the Braggart. I do a little of this, a little of that. He offers training in medium armor, long blade, and block. Latest rumors. A friend of mine says you have to visit the House of Earthly Delights in Suran. Little advice. Always study your target and take a good inventory of what he has before attempting to steal anything. If he has his eye on that shiny silver claymore, he won't notice you pocketing a few tarnished throwing stars. Little secret. Buy from merchants and traders who like you. You get better prices. Members of your own factions usually like you best. Morrowind. Morrowind is the northeastmost province of the Tamrielic Empire, bounded on the north and east by the ocean, on the west by Skyrim, on the southwest by Cyrodiil, also known as the Imperial Province, and on the south by Black Marsh, also known as Argonia. My trade. I'm a scout. I know places, people, plants, paths, wind, and weather. I serve as guide for travelers and traders, or work as advanced guard and pathfinder for expeditions. I know the geography of Vardenfell and the various geographic regions. New topic. My best defense is stealth, sneaking past trouble, but I can fight bow or blade in various armor styles when the job requires it. Geographic regions. Vardenfell has 9 regions, each with their own plants and terrain. They're called the Iscadian Isles, the Ashlands, Azura's Coast, the Bitter Coast, the Grazelands, Molag Amur, Red Mountain, West Gash, and Sheogored. Bitter Coast. The salt marshes and hot swamps of Bitter Coast are uninhabited, with the only settlements found at the good harbors of Narmak, Hua-Ode, and Seydanine. Narmak. Narmak is a tiny island fishing village in the Bitter Coast region of western Vardenfell. Hua-Ode. Hua-Ode is a tiny, isolated fishing village on western Vardenfell in the Bitter Coast region. A rough track along the River Odai connects Hua-Ode with the town of Balmora. Services. That's nothing new. Seydanine. The Lighthouse of Seydanine is a beacon to mariners throughout the Inner Sea, which is a new topic. Inner Sea. The waters enclosed between mainland Morrowind and Vardenfell Island are called the Inner Sea. There we go. Sheogored. Sheogored Island and the countless nearby smaller islands and barren rocks are a desolate wilderness from the main island of Vardenfell into the Sea of Ghosts. New topic, Sea of Ghosts. The Sea of Ghosts is the name for northern waters lying between Tamriel and the northern continent of Atmora. Fair enough. Let's see, Silt Strider, nothing new. Solstheim, someone in particular. Specific place, Vardenfell. Vardenfell District encompasses Vardenfell Island, a great landmass dominated by the giant volcano Red Mountain and cut off from inland Morrowind by the surrounding Inner Sea. The portion of the Padomaic Ocean lying north of Vardenfell is known as the Sea of Ghosts. So 2 new topics there, Padomaic Ocean. The waters of the Padomaic Ocean completely surround Tamriel. The continent of Akavir lies across the Padomaic Ocean to the east, and the continent of Atmora lies across the Sea of Ghosts to the north. And Vardenfell District. Vardenfell District is one of the 6 administrative districts of the Imperial Province of Morrowind. Vardenfell District consists of the island of Vardenfell with its great house and imperial settlements, and the city of Vivec, surrounded by the inland sea, and dominated by the titanic volcano Red Mountain and its associated ash wastelands. Oh, he had a lot to tell us. Pretty cool. That's Rayflod the Braggart. Let's look around in here. There's nothing off this table that we would do anything with besides sell.
If you want something, now's the time to talk.
Same is true of that shelf, but we do have a Tradehouse notice here that we can simply read and remove from the book list without having to steal it, which is good. So let me take Tradehouse notice off my book list and read this. Arrille's Tradehouse, Port of Satanine. Hereas at the General Sessions of the Peace held for the district of House Lalu at the town of Balmora on the 16th day of first seed, in the year of the reign of our sovereign king, Lalu Athen Lethen, by the grace of all gods, King of Morrowind, Duke of Mournhold and Lalu Province, defender of the people and the law, loyal servant of the empire, etc., Arrille of the port of Satanine aforesaid hath entered into recognizance with sureties before us his majesty's magistrates of peace, within the said district whose names are hereunder written. We therefore his majesty's said magistrates have hereby licensed and allowed the said Arrille to keep a common trade house or corner club in the house wherein he now dwelleth in the port of Satanine aforesaid for 3 full years, from henceforth next ensuing, or till such other time as shall be by us or some of our fellow magistrates thereunto appointed, provided that if the said Arrille do not from time to time during that time well and truly observe the articles hereafter mentioned, then this license shall presently cease and be utterly void. First item, that the said Arrille shall not suffer any stranger or unknown traveller to lodge or stay in or about his house above 1 day and 1 night, without making the same known forthwith to the next bailiff or other officer of this town, to the end that the said stranger or unknown traveller may be examined by some magistrate of peace near adjoining. Second item, that he shall not suffer any playing at cards, tables, dice, bowls, 9-holes, or any other unlawful game, or any disorder or outrage in his house, orchard, garden, or backside, but shall keep good order and rule in his house. Third item, that he shall not suffer any neighbors, children, servants, or slaves to tipple in his house at all, nor any other to tipple in his house, otherwise than by the statutes are allowed. Fourth item, that he does not suffer any to tipple in hours of prayer, or lesson, or any emperors or festival days, nor at any time after the 8th hour of night. Fifth item, that he shall not harbor any rogues, vagabonds, tradeless men, nor other suspicious persons in or about his house. Sixth item, that he shall not buy or take to pawn, or suffer to be bought or taken to pawn in his house, to his knowledge, any goods of any unknown traveller, or of any neighbor's children, or servants, or slaves, or of any man's wife, without the consent of their parents, masters, or husbands respectively. And if any such goods be offered to sale or pawn by any stranger, he shall make the same known forthwith to the next bailiff or other officer of the town. Seventh item, that he does not sell his best drink above 4 drakes the gallon, nor the second sort above 2 drakes the gallon, nor suffer any ash fowl to be dressed or eaten in his house, or on any other victuals prohibited by the laws of this realm. Eighth item, that he shall not suffer any bawdry or criminal conversation in or about his house, nor shall procure or cause to be enticed any man to drink in his house until he shall be drunk or distempered with drink. Ninth item, that he shall not suffer any looting, drumming, or dancing in or about his house on any lesson day, nor in time of divine service on any sacred festival or holy day. 10th item, that he shall cause this license to be openly fixed up in the hall room of his dwelling house to the end that everyone may see what articles he is bound to observe. Dated the day and year first above written. Undersigned, Master Valanda Omani, Master Nevena Ules, Master Drambero, Master Crassius Curio, and Master Ingling Half-Troll. Interesting. So we got 3 other people here we can chat with.
Let's
There's
hear.
Elone,
I will
Albitius
listen out,
Cololius,
but make it quick.
and Tandrum and Dalen. Let me jot notes down on those right quick. Tandram and Dalen and Elone. I'd like to deal with the rest of the room before chatting if I can. So looking up here, I
What the
see
girl got to do to get
a
some attention around
cupboard
here?
with nothing inside it that I need, and a level 35 locked chest, which I can't open with an apprentice's pick, or with a journeyman's pick. Well, that makes it pretty easy, doesn't it?
If you want something, now's the time to
Don't
talk.
need to worry about it just yet. Alright. Let's quickly see about the rest of the trade house, and then we'll talk to these 3.
Speak, Yes. traveler.
We go over here. More stuff I don't need to steal. And a sturdy arched door with a lock level 40. So I know we won't be able to pick that open either. Just making note of every unopenable lock I run across so I can come back and pick it later when my security's higher. Alright, let's talk with Tandra Mandalen. We'll do the last three in this order. So, Travis, you're new to Satanine and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead, ask away. Looking for services? Some specific place? Someone in particular? Just need a little advice? Whatever it is, I'd be happy to help. Background. I am Tandra Mandalen, Bard. Latest rumors, little advice, little secret. Daedra? You know what they are, right? Well, Daedric shrines are where Daedra cults worship Daedra. Bad people who summon bad Daedra. Stay away from them. Why? Because Daedra are nasty, and the folks that worship them are even nastier. My trade. I am a bard. As an entertainer, I share songs and stories with patrons and peasants. As a scholar, I travel the world, speaking with people and learning the lessons of history and human nature. And because a good bard must experience adventure at first hand in order to present its drama effectively, I have learned to defend myself with the noble tools of medium armor and long blade, and have mastered minor mysteries of alchemy, enchantment, and illusion. Services, Solstheim, someone in particular, specific place, that's it for him.
Let's hear it.
Alright, let's chat with Albitius Calalius. Well, hello, Travis. I'm Albitius Calalius. And the rest is the same. Background. I am Albitius Calalius, Battle Mage. Latest rumors. Did you hear that some fool lost Mentor's ring in a tomb along the Bitter Coast, or so they say? Little advice. Some neglected ancestral tombs around here. Locals don't like it, but you can find some nice bits. Ghosts and ancestral spirit guardians are dangerous. Little secret. My trade. I am a battle mage. Though arrayed as a western knight with heavy armor, axes, and long blades, my primary training is in the College of Alteration, the College of Destruction, and the College of Conjuration. To round out my education, I have mastered enchantments and alchemy. Potions made through alchemy or purchased from alchemists grant me the magics of the Restoration, Mysticism, and Illusion colleges. And can there be any more terrible master of the science of war than a battle mage? I think not. Services, Solstheim, someone in particular, specific place. That's it for him. Now let's talk to Elo.
So what do you want?
Go ahead. You're not interrupting anything. I'm Elone, Scout. You need directions? Pelagiad, Balmora, Caldera, Ebonheart, Vivek? First, she offers training. You must have been misinformed. I don't offer services to the public. Interesting. Background. I'm Elone, Scout and Journeyman of the Blades. Balmora. Balmora is the district seat of House Lalu and the largest settlement on Vardenfell after Vivek City. Good roads lead north from here to Balmora, passing through Fort Pelagiad and Pelagiad Village. From Balmora, roads lead north to Alderune through the town of Caldera. Maybe I'd better write down the directions to Balmora for you. It's a long walk and a little confusing. Elone's directions to Balmora has been added to your inventory. Your journal has been updated. Neat. So obviously we will be reading those notes shortly. But first, let's do the rest of our dialogue. Bitter Coast. The Bitter Coast is also called the Smugglers Coast. Hidden coves and islands are handy for smugglers, and the frequent rain and fog hide small boats from excise cutters. Caldera. Caldera is a recently chartered imperial town and mining corporation north of Balmora on the road to Alderune. The Caldera Mining Company has been granted an imperial monopoly to remove raw ebony from the rich deposits here. Caldera is a new town recently built in the Western Imperial style, and most of the citizens are outlanders and new colonists. And I'll be right back, I apologize. Sorry for that hiccup. Let's finish up her dialogue. Ebonheart. Ebonheart is south on the road from Pelagiad, built on the western shore of the water-founded city of Vivek. Ebonheart is the seat of the imperial government for Vardenfell district, and a busy center of maritime trade. Castle Ebonheart is the home of Duke Vedum Dren, the district's ruler and emperor's representative. Also located at Castle Ebonheart are the Vardenfell District Council chambers and the Hawkmoth Legion garrison. The East Empire Company has its headquarters in Ebonheart. Geographic Regions. That's the same. Narmak, that's the same. Laod, Inner Sea, Latest Rumors, Little Advice, Little Secret. Morrowind, my trade, Patamaic Ocean, Pelagiad. Pelagiad is a newly chartered imperial village on the road north from Vivec to Balmora, right on the western edge of the Ascadian Isles region. The village is right outside the Imperial Legion garrison at Fort Pelagiad. The houses and shops are built in the Western Imperial style, and Pelagiad looks more like a village in the Western Empire than a Morrowind settlement. Sea of Ghosts, Services, Seydanine. The Coast Guard cutters of Senses and Excise docked here control smuggling and piracy on the inner sea. Sheogorid. Dagonfell is the only settlement reached by ship services. All other island-to-island transport must be provided by the traveler. Siltstrider, Solstheim, someone in particular. Specific place. Pelagiad is the next town up the road. Cross the bridge out of town and just stay on the road. From Pelagiad, take the road north to Balmora and Caldera, or east to Ebonheart and Vivec. If you have the cash and are in a hurry or afraid of getting lost, take the Siltstrider to Balmora or Vivec. Speak to Darvaim Laren at the Siltstrider landing across the bridge and south along the shore. And if you plan to travel widely, get a copy of Guide to Vardenfell from Arrille. It's got maps. Vivec. Vivec City is south on the road from Pelagiad. Vivec is the largest settlement on Vardenfell and one of the largest cities in the east. Built on Norvain Bay, completely surrounded by water, the city itself is a group of giant town-sized buildings called cantons. The High Fane and the Palace of Vivec are visited by hundreds of tourists and pilgrims daily. Outlanders mostly confine themselves to the foreign canton, while natives live, work, and shop in the great house compounds and residential cantons. Vardenfell. Except for the settled southwest, Vardenfell is covered by hostile desert wastes and arid grasslands and volcanic badlands, and thinly populated by the nomadic Ashlander tribes. Vardenfell District. Alright, that's everything for her. So let's read her directions to Balmora right quick, and remove them from our book list. Elone's directions to Balmora. From Seydanine to Balmora by road. From Seydanine, leave the village by the north bridge, then follow the road east past the Siltstrider port. East of Seydanine, the road heads northeast through the ridge and intersects a northwest-southeast road. Turn left, northwest, and pass the village of Pelagiad on your right. The road continues north, then swings northeast until it reaches a four-way intersection. The road to Balmora turns left, northwest, and descends into Foyata Babea, a deep volcanic ravine. The road follows the ravine northeast for a short distance, then turns left and climbs out of the ravine to the northwest. North of the ravine, pass Fort Moonmoth on the right and come to an intersection with a signpost. Head due west towards Balmora. Two small bridges cross the Odai River. On the west side of the river, go north, passing the Siltstrider port and entering the walls of Balmora. Mind the signposts and be careful. In bad weather or darkness, it is easy to stray from the road. Fair enough. So that's everything
Please,
we
madam,
I'm
I am at
waiting.
your service.
can currently do here in Arrille's Tradehouse. And even though I think I'm only at half an hour, that's nonetheless a major enough location that I think it's a good spot to end this installment. So this has been Let's Play Morrowind. Next time, more exploration of Seydanine. We've got several houses left to check out, as well as the lighthouse for Hriskar's quest. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.